All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash, giving double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopefully elect. Shalom to all the brothers out here laboring in this truth with sincerity. Shalom to the few sisters that watch. It's coming back with another lesson. It's a lot going on, so it's basically I just typed in world news, and there's so much going on. The Lord is bringing all kind of scenarios upon the earth, that was spoken of. Wars, rumors of wars, earthquakes, all this is in the news, man. You see U.S. launches ninth wave of Iran strikes as conflict escalates. So we're headed to World War III. And you got Russia attacks, killed 6 in Kyiv and other cities, and exposed gaps in Ukraine's air defenses. So what's going on, man? You got an earthquake in Peru, killed 6 people, displaces hundreds. So there it is, man. The book of Matthew chapter 24, and we'll get that. Iran attacks U.S. Gulf allies, causing a fire at Kuwait power plant. That's 2 hours ago. Zelensky considers slacking commander-in-chief as protest swells. Now you're sedition. And it goes on and on, man. On and on. We still got Venezuela, delayed orders, confusion, slowed Venezuelan military response to quakes. Yeah, man. So it's going down. The Lord is stirring things up throughout the earth. This man's kingdom is going down, man. Trump at the World Cup, while we're reading all these things that's going on in the world, this man is engulfed in folly, man. The World Cup. How could you be at the World Cup when your country is at the brink of war, man? That's just a lack of concern, the lack of seriousness that, is being displayed upon, from this country, man. So let's go. Let's just get it, because the Lord spoke of it. He said it would happen, as well as other prophets, So let's go to the book of Matthew chapter 24. And you see it says signs of Hamashiach's return, So let's see where we want to start. We can start at, in fact, really we can start at the top. So it says, and Yahushua went out and departed from the temple, as his disciples came unto him, for to show him the buildings of the temple. It says, and Yahushua said unto them, see ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here any one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down, and hey, that just goes into the destruction, man. 70 AD, the temple was destroyed, and and we've been displaced ever since. Fled into the west coast of Africa or into the land of Ham, and we've been displaced ever since. And after that, we went into slavery, man. Transatlantic slave trade. The Arab slave trade. So, this is what the Lord's speaking on, man. The last days. So verse 3, it says, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, his disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Mashiach, and shall deceive many. And we just seen, the elder out of Las Vegas, the elder Karatazak, did a lesson on this guy. I think he in Alabama. They're saying he Yahushua, man. Smoking a cigarette at that. So, for many shall come in my name saying, I am a Mashiach, and deceive many. And we're seeing this. We're seeing it. Verse 6, it says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. We see it. We see, like I just pulled it up, all kind of war taking place, man. But the end is not yet. We still have a couple more prophecies to go. So verse 7, it says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. For there shall be famines, pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. So, you got the wars, rumors of wars taking place, man. Let's see. Let's go to the book of Revelation, chapter 6. It's all throughout the scriptures, man. So we'll start at the top. It says, and I saw the Lamb open one of the seals, and I heard, as it were, the noise of thunder, and one of the four beasts saying, come and see. Verse 2, it says, and I saw, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him had a bow. Who is this? Our Lord Yahushua, man. And that chariot, coming back to destroy this place, man. It says, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer. This is our Lord, man, coming back to take the kingdom. Verse 3, it says, and when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, come and see. Verse 4, and there went out another horse that was red. So who was this horse that was red? Red often is spoken of, when it's speaking of Esau, Edom, man, And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given unto him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. This man is taking peace from the earth. Ever since he been in rulership, the world has been at war. You can go back and look. Ever since America has been ruling, it's been constant wars throughout the earth. It says, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. So this man was blessed with the sword. And, we see him using it, man, all throughout the earth. Wherever some landmass that he want, or people don't want to adhere to his agenda, he bring that sword, man. So, we could get the same thing, same words, man, in the book of 2nd Ezra, same exact words. Going into the destruction, going into the destruction. You can read this whole chapter, man, and pretty much see, but the same words that the Lord spoke, Ezra spoke. The Lord said it was beginning of sorrow. These were the beginning of sorrows. But Ezra said, this is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16 and verse 17. He's looking, in the future. The Lord is giving him a vision. And this is what he's saying. Woe is me. Woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days? Because we know it's going to be a time upon the earth like never before, man. All kind of sorrows. Just like the Lord said in the book of Matthew chapter 24. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine, and plague, tribulation, and anguish are sent for scourges for amendment, or sent as scourges for amendment. So all the wickedness that's being done throughout the earth, that's being perpetuated by Esau, Edom, as well as you Israelites, and the other nations, man. Famine, plague, tribulation, anguish, all these things are going to be brought upon you because of the wickedness that you've been doing, man. So verse 20, it says, but for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. So even during those times, you're still going to have wickedness. It's crazy, man. Dead bodies, war. You still going to have people out here committing wicked acts. Verse 21, it says, for behold, victuals, going into your food supply, your food. Victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And we see that now. Even though the food prices are rising, I just seen something, McDonald's got the nasty chicken sandwich, man, for like $1.50. People gonna flock to that, man. Even though it's not real food. Let's see where we at. It says, and even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So this is bad times, man. And these are the beginnings of sorrows. Man. So imagine when the heat is really turned up. So it's going to be bad, man. Verse 23, it says, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. So this is what the Lord is coming back to do, man. He's not coming back to give hugs, kisses, like the brother was saying in camp yesterday, man. The Lord is coming back to bring destruction upon the earth, man. Whether it be 2/3, all you wicked jakes, man, all you Edomites, you're going to get it, man. The Lord is coming back for war, man. So, this was just a quick lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. We want to constantly give our praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem Rekakwadash. Shalom.